Whose claim is false about Allah? Part 2. In conclusion to my previous live stream, reason fails in the case of Iblis, Surah 7 verse 12. Knowledge fails in the case of angels, Surah 2 verse 30. Commands of Allah to Adam fail, Surah 20 verse 115. And the Prophet fails in Surah Tahrim verse 1 and 2. Now in Surah Azab verse 5, for Shias only, where he fails, he takes he practices a pagan custom of adopting a son, and Allah overlooks that by stating that he's made an unintentional mistake. So yet Allah states in the Quran, reason is important, and if you don't use it, you will be in hell. Surah 10 ayat 100. Prophet Muhammad is asked to pray for increase in knowledge, thus knowledge being very important. Surah 20 ayat 114. And believers are asked to obey his commands and his messengers. Numerous ayats state this in the Quran. So now back to reason, when to use reason. The Shias have worked it out, as far as I know. When the commands and orders of Allah are missing in the Quran and in the Hadiths, and then Imams have told us to use our reason in certain cases. So this, and then since this messenger has failed, one ayat I will give you here. Surah Maida, ayat, ayat 87, where it's commanded to the believers to not make unlawful what Allah has made lawful, the good things for them. Otherwise, they would transgress. And this is what he did. Exactly, he went against this, prohibiting himself what Allah had made lawful for him in Surah Tahrim, ayat 1. That's showing that its messenger, the messenger of Allah, has failed, in this order of Allah that he is supposed to give. He gave to the believers. And so, having proven this, then here Shaitan passes in deceiving Adam. His knowledge, he uses his knowledge. So again, there's an ayat that states that Shaitan deceives Adam, right? Remember that? He manages to deceive Adam and all that. So why does the knowledge given to Shaitan by Allah succeed in deceiving Adam? The answer given by most of the Muslims unanimously is that it's a test. But what they don't see is that they have bypassed the reasons, such as how could Shaitan come in the garden, then deceive Eve and Adam, and have the sure knowledge of the tree whose fruit would make them fall from the garden. And Shaitan having that knowledge and skill to deceive Adam, and moreover permitting Shaitan to do so. Allah permits Shaitan to do that, so, and remains silent. So this means that Allah has a hand in this, right? The Muslims unanimously, the Muslim scholars say that it's a test, and So for the long run, uh, he would fail in the long run. That is what they are seeing and were told. But in the Quran, we're told that in an ayat that Shaitan's scheming is weak and he will not, like he cannot even, what do you call it, make the messengers, the chosen ones of Allah, go astray. So then, how did he manage to do this in the garden? Against Adam, since Adam is, it's stated in the Quran, Adam is the chosen servant of Allah, being the representative, Khalifa also, on earth. Since the Quran ayats not only applying reason, prove that Adam failed in the garden to obey Allah's orders, advice according to the Shias, and Prophet Muhammad failed too by prohibiting himself what Allah had made lawful for him. How then can we trust and moreover obey the chosen servants of Allah completely? Ask yourselves. And now I come to my last point. In the Quran ayats we see Allah blaming Shaitan, warning children of Adam, Surah 7 ayat 27, and the polytheists, Surah 7 ayat 28, etc. Polytheists for nakedly performing their rituals, on blindly following traditions handed over to them, and falsely claiming that Allah ordered them to do so. This I proved wrong by the Quran ayats regarding Adam and the shame he started feeling. So by proving this, I proved that the blame against the polytheists also was not true. In the Quran ayat Surah Araf verse 28, right? And so here now coming to the shame inherently present in Adam but hidden. Uh, it's an ayat, it is stated in the Quran ayat. Can't remember the number. Cannot be because the clay which Adam was made of was the best. Surah Teen, ayat 4. Indeed, we created man in the best molds. So it cannot be that Adam had any inherent shame in him, which was then uncovered by having the fruit of the tree. Then we come to the fifth ayat of Surah Tin. Then we reduced him to the lowest of the low. Allah is saying this, stating this, which is written in the Quran, the ayat, that Allah reduced him to the lowest of the low, but that this doesn't mean that everyone's clay, because we will go in earth because we're made of earth, but that the later ayat says that believers will accept the believers, right? So this proves that now what he states in Surah Araf ayat 27 is that he says, Shaitan stripped you naked, O children of Adam. So there he blames Shaitan. So in ayat 5 Surah Jinn, shouldn't Allah be blaming himself for reducing human beings to the lowest of the low? Ask yourselves this. And then, if the Muslim religious scholars say that the teen has nothing to do with reducing mankind to the lowest of the low, or human beings, then the other thing would be then bringing the Surah Araf verse 20, but Satan whispered to them to make apparent to them that which was concealed from them of their private parts. to closely examine this part of the verse, that the fault or the fruit was corrupted. The fault was in the fruit that they had from the tree, and not in themselves, in their body or their soul or spirit. Again, looking at ayat 121 of Surah Taha, in the result they both ate of the tree, and so their nakedness appeared to them. They began to sew together for their covering leaves from the garden. So they were in the garden naked, and there is nothing wrong in being naked before Satan deceived you and you took the fruit. So back to Surah verse 28, where God blames the polytheists for performing rituals in a naked state or condition. The thing is that you see, even Adam was naked in front of God in a very high assembly with him, very close to him. So, would that make him bad? And Adam was naked when Allah ordered the angels to prostrate to him. And moreover, he was naked till Shaitan came in the garden and seduced him to have the fruit from the tree. Until then, he was naked. And then they started to put leaves on after having the fruit, on their body's private parts. So, having proved previously in my live stream that the whole story of Iblis, Shaitan going into the garden and seducing Adam does not make sense, logically even. So then the polytheists are right about this. Having remained in their pure state, like Adam was once upon a time, they can perform rituals and worship God being naked.